And it says, again, case abated. You won't find nobody on the planet with that document right there. You understand? That document was handed to me after an ordeal or trial I had that they was shook up about, you know, my strategy and my technique and how I was coming. You know, I kept them off balance, so they ain't know which way to go, and they wound up slipping up and giving me that document. You know what I mean? I wasn't supposed to have that document because, again, it's not a matter of public record. It's a matter of private record. But because they are not honoring plea and abatements, you know, I have to bring this to the public now because they have offset the balance that should be struck when plea and abatements are presented. You know, so it leaves it up to people like myself to come out and expose it. But I want to read some of this. I want to read some of this this motion that I had put together against TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. I want to read this one part. So I'm gonna read a couple parts. I got a section in here that says notes, bills, checks, drafts, letters, and deeds of trust. And I go in and saying denoting me as a fictitious entity is the only possible way Credit Acceptance Corporation, that's the people who had my car loan, who held me in default. Credit Acceptance Corporation could have communication with me, as the methods of Credit Acceptance Corporation use are only lawful between fictitious and incorporated entities, whereas notes, bills, checks, drafts, letters, deeds of trust, and other negotiable instruments have no substantive standing in law, being mere symbols and tokens. And it is for this reason the very nature of these are inimical to and destructive of the custom and usages of lawful living souls. Credit Acceptance Corporation, by using non-judicial procedures, sought to evade addressing the defects and marks apparent in their initial process. Marks and abatements are statements to note or to mark errors in a plaintiff's process so that a plaintiff can bring a correct or better action against the demandant. I firmly declare that I am a lawful Muslim living soul and not a fictitious entity, Renard Smith Inc., which is my property by perfected inherent right. Now, that in itself is basically the Uniform Commercial Code and some other things intertwined in there. I go into another part of this motion. It says adequate notice of claims. Defendant Credit Acceptance Corporation and their motion to dismiss paragraph 2, page 4, fraudulently allege that they haven't been appraised of a plausible claim. On October 14, 2015 and September 8, 2015, I served interrogatories on defendant Credit Acceptance Corporation, which went deeper into detail pertaining to allegations in my complaint. Therefore, having the interrogatories fully places Credit Acceptance Corporation on notice of my substantive points. Moreover, the issues are the same as those in my plea and abatement as I served on the defendants. As to defendants Roberts, Jones, Booth, and Buss, they were adequately put on notice of their violations by issuance of the plea and abatement served in 2013 of January. See attached Exhibit C, Notice of Default. The abatement notified defendants that 1. Immunity from unlawful invasion is a recognized general custom and the law of nations. 2. Defendants were requesting a form of money inimical to federal law and according to my status and reference to said laws. 3. No lawful money of the United States of America is loaned by lenders. Only created debt credit is extended by negotiable instruments. And 4. That a living soul is severed from a trade named by abatement. That's what I was getting at. Now, I want to take y'all to one of the most powerful parts of this motion. And it starts off saying, 1. Our Creator, not government, gives to all people unalienable natural rights. This law of nature being coeval, beginning at the same time with mankind and dictated by God himself, is of course superior in obligation to any other. It is binding over all the globe in all countries and at all times. No human laws are of any validity if contrary to this. This excerpt was taken out of Ex parte Hicks, Alabama Supreme Court, 2014. This is a judge citing that. Let me say that again. Our Creator, not government, gives to all people unalienable natural rights. This law of nature being coeval, beginning at the same time with mankind and dictated by God himself, is of course superior in obligation to any other. It is binding all over the globe in all countries and at all times. No human laws are of any validity if contrary to this. And I say, by initiating the plea and abatement, I asserted my unalienable God-given rights, which supersedes all man-made forms of law contrary to it. Also, the plea was successful. As a result, there is evidence showing Pennsylvania conceded to the facts established in the plea and abatement, which was initiated in a previous matter. By operation of law, the facts established the United States as well as Pennsylvania both are body politics, which only could produce a citizenry existing in a corporate capacity. In order for a living soul to engage with a corporate entity, there has to be an agency relationship in place. Every citizen of a nation state requires an allegiance or agreement before one may be recognized as a citizen. However, there is a nature in which the citizenship takes on due to its derivative source. What kind of nature could come from a body politic other than artificial? I ain't gonna read no more, but these are my materials. This is what I do. You know, had I had the proper time, and you know, had I not been so caught up in surviving and making ends meet, you know, I could produce way better material. You know what I mean? Because my mind is just that comprehensive and equipped when it comes to law. Because again, like I said in the beginning, law is so intertwined with religion. You know, they're so much on the same base and format that, you know, they're interchangeable. And you know, I don't say we have a religion because, you know, as we are taught, Islam is not a religion. It is our nature. You know what I mean? It is our very nature. So, you know, I'll get into those things. You'll see me educating the people on those things, like where I get that quote from, or where I get that understanding that Islam is our nature and not a religion. You know, those of the know. So, you know, just stay tuned in, and I'ma definitely be around for anybody who needs my assistance, my help, my guidance, my consultants. You know, I'm not teaching law. I'm breaking things down in a proper perspective of reality. You know what I mean? I'm showing that the Uniform Commercial Code does indeed work. You know what I mean? If properly used, if correctly applied. You know what I mean? So, you know, the injustice that they're doing to brothers in prison, you know, it is due to some people that got the information and just messed it up. You know what I mean? Just did anything and didn't have nobody else, you know, in consideration to what they was doing. You know, just like when I was incarcerated, you know, I had a lot of this information with me in prison, but I knew I couldn't share it with brothers because they're desperate. And, you know, the very sight of a lifeline, they would reach for it and wouldn't care what I told them about, you know, how to use it, be considerate, and properly apply it, they would do whatever their heart desired. So, you know, I didn't share it with brothers, and, you know, that just was a decision I had to make. You know, it hurt me because I wanted to help a lot of my brothers in prison, but, you know, I just couldn't share that specific information. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother Ali. You know, he once said to me, brother, how can you be my brother and not put me down with the powerful information that's out here? You know, I can't quote, but in a nutshell, it was to that degree of what he said. So, you know, I always think about that. So, you know, this is why it's time now, you know, for a lot of information to come to the forefront. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be one of the ones spearheading, you know, Allah willing, or inshallah Sakin. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be one of the ones spearheading it. And you know, hopefully we can get on board with all our people, man, and come and we can make things happen like we need to make them happen. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna close out on that note, man. I just thank y'all, everybody that's listening, everybody that's supporting. You know what I mean? Get at me. You know what I mean? My email is I got a couple emails. I'm gonna give you my business email. That's KAA 1836 SA at People's Progress Program Incorporated, or People's Progress Program Inc.com. Inc.com. Again, KAA 1836 SA at People's Progress Program Inc.com. Get at me there. My phone number is 215-730-1464. You can get at me there. You know what I mean? My Facebook is Kaleem Akinate in the Law. You can get at me there. You know what I mean? It's Kaleem is KHALEEM. Akinate is AKHENATON. Allah, ALLAH. You know what I mean? You can get at me there. You know, I welcome all criticism. I welcome all questions. You know what I mean? Suggestions. I'm with all that. You know what I mean? I'm just trying. I ain't trying. I'm just paving the way. That's what this is about, man. You know what I mean? And again, man, anybody who wishes to challenge me on the Uniform Commercial Code, whether it works or whatever, you know, I'm all with it, man. You know what I mean? We can do it. On whatever forefront, you know, we can do it. You know what I mean? And with that, I'm going to say peace and blessings.